Well, I'm just driving down the road here, and I thought of an antinatalist perspective that just covers, many angles. No matter how wealthy you are, you always need people to take care of your houses, your cars, your boats, your islands, your horses, dogs, etc. If any of you remember, many, many years ago, John Travolta's wife had a couple of dogs, and they were on the airstrip, a private airstrip in an airport, I believe in the Bahamas. And one of their workers had the dogs on a leash, and some taxi or something was coming up out of nowhere, and I guess he didn't see the dogs. And the handler obviously wasn't, on her game or his game. And the dogs got, brutally killed. And even longer ago, I think it was in 1990, I was living in New York City at the time, and Eric Clapton's son was had a nanny or a babysitter or something, and they were living in New York, and his wife had the boy at a high rise, and the apartment was being cleaned or something, and a window was open, I believe, and the boy fell to his death. Very, very tragic, very unexpected. And those are people who you've paid well and who you've trusted to take care of your family, your pets, your house, your cars. And I cannot imagine the people of just great wealth, like football players, musicians, and even more wealthier people. I really don't know how they get reliable people, because I have found that when you hire people, sometimes they take advantage, they slack off, they get too comfortable, they get too greedy, they use their job as like on a friendship level. They don't think of it as a job, and that they're working your house or your yard. I think a lot of people that lose that kind of respect when they do work for a family, no matter whether it's a nanny position, a landscaping position, pet sitting position, housekeeping position. People think that it's not, a 9 to 5. People think that they don't have to be on guard and conscientious. But really, they have to be conscientious more of the time. Because working with somebody's, family, that's an extreme luxury. And you don't make money when you hire help around your house. And when you have like a pizza business or a restaurant or, car repair business, and you hire staff, your staff are actually making you money. But when you hire people, to help you out with your family, your spouse, your children, your pets, that's an extreme luxury. And from my perspective, I've seen that position be exploited. Because, typically you don't punch a time clock. And whether it's, your workers embellishing the time that they've worked, or just, just being irresponsible, or, breaking things, leaving a door open, that kind of thing. So back to what I was getting at. No matter how wealthy you are, there are so many disadvantages to having more children, having more pets, having more houses, having more islands, having more boats, cars, trucks. there's a lot of disadvantage in also dealing with other people and hiring other people, because people are so faulty, whether it's from just being tired, irresponsible, mentally ill, careless, downright evil, jealous, sloppy. I would really hate to be in a position. And you know, the singer that I'm actually thinking about right now is Madonna, and I don't know why. I just kind of pulled her name from out of the blue. You know, she's extremely wealthy. And you know, she depends on, you know, a lot of caretakers. I'm sure, you know, she's a big home, multiple homes, and you know, she's multiple children. And how she finds people to take care of her well, and how can she, you know, trust people? How can you trust, you know, just people to come into your house and, you know, not take pictures? I mean, regardless of any confidentiality contract, how do people in those positions, in those you know, higher positions, and even politicians as well, and a lot of people have had their confidentialities broken and violated. Some people want their 15 minutes of fame. Some people are just unethical. But life just doesn't seem to be good on any of the spectrums. Whether, you know, you have a low income, middle income, high income, or a luxurious income, you always have to depend on people. And, you know, everybody at every level depends on somebody for something, whether it's to prepare their food that goes into the, you know, the grocery store, or to prepare, you know, the breakfast, lunch, and dinner that you get along the years. People have been known to taint food. Even when precautions are taken to create sanitation in the work environment, there are all kinds of mishaps with food preparation. And anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I've found that the least amount of people in my life, the better. So few people come into your life who are reliable and accountable. And if they're reliable, most of the time they aren't accountable. I recently had a friend, and she made a really big promise, right? A promise that, you know, could have helped me out, and somebody who I did rely on for that help. And then at the last minute, I found out that something happened I guess in her life. I mean, I'm not 100% positive of it, but she did have some outlandish story, and basically as a result of it, she had to renege on the agreement and the promise that she made to me, although the promise involved me losing a good deal of money, and really set me back and really caused me a lot of grief. And I know that some things are unpreventable. The unexpected always happens. I mean, it's just going to happen. But, you know, if you let somebody down, then you need to step up to the plate and be accountable. If you promise somebody something and they take a loss because of that, then you can help out with that loss. If you agreed to take, you know, somebody's clothing to the dry cleaners or something, this is just an example. And let's say you lost the clothing before it ever made it to the dry cleaners. A simple I'm sorry does not cut it, folks. You need to step up and replace those items, or initiate a claim on your homeowner's policy or your renter's policy. Unaccountability ruins trust for everybody. And if you are in line, a long line to shop, and another line opens up, and the cashier goes, okay, I'll take the next in line, and you are at the back of the line, that doesn't mean you. In fact, if you're the one that moves over into the new lane to be checked out first, that pretty much signifies that you were a very, very greedy and selfish and self-centered person. When the cashier says, I'll take the next in line, that means the next person who is in line to be checked out. Not the people at the middle of the line and at the end of the line. Oh, I could just go on and on and on about this. But no matter where you are in your life stages, your career, your education, your intelligence, your altruism, your wealth, no matter where you are on those spectrums, there are going to be an enormous amount of problems. And the problems arise mostly out of conflicts with other people or your involvement with other people. So I'm going to taper off here. Any thoughts below? Just let me know. And I mean, life is just not good for anybody. It just isn't, and it never will be. I don't know if anybody has had success with hiring people. If you have, let me know down below.